What's up, guys? I'm excited to talk to you about a lot of meat today, especially in regards to some conversations that we've had in the past, some projects that I've got going on, and basically another question that I have for you based on an experience that I had yesterday. But before we dive into that, I want to talk about a subject that's honestly a little bit taboo in this kind of corner of the internet, and that is the idea of sponsorships and sponsored products and things like that, because I watch other guys' videos and I read through the comments, and I know that a lot of you guys, and I mean, you've left comments on my channel about this, about you chafe at the idea of our using this platform to be able to pitch products to you guys. And trust me, I can get that, and I can especially get when that gets really, really heavy-handed. But I wanted to give you an example today of the fact that a lot of this really is legitimate, and I know it's legitimate on my part, and then even with my friends I know that a lot of it is legitimate, and I want to give you an example of that today, talking about this fashion anchor. Now, this is my buddy Aaron from Alpha M. I'm sure you guys know who he is. He's the one who put out this product, and it's intended to be like a collar stay, you know, and I mean that's a great purpose. I think I've only ever used it for that once, and it was really just to try it out. But what I've ended up really using this thing for is as kind of a quick fix if I do have any problems with buttons or hems or anything else like that. And the shirt that I have on today is a really good example of how this works. Now, this is a really cheap, old Forever 21 OCBD, and I mean, this thing doesn't get a ton of wear, but you get what you pay for when you buy cheap stuff. And the problem with this thing is that I have, hold on, wait for this, not one, not two, but 3 buttons that have gone missing on this thing. That's ridiculous, right? I mean, just to have buttons kind of popping off and falling out everywhere. Now, normally, especially because it is such a casual shirt, and especially because my own style preference is one that I don't do off the top 2 buttons, I don't really care that those buttons are gone because they're not functional for me at this point. But when this 3rd one came off, and it came off while I was out, it was really irritating because all of a sudden I'm flashing like way more chest than I actually want to be flashing, and my shirt's kind of popping up and opening all over the place. And thankfully, I had these with me because all I had to do, pop one of these out, open it up, it's super easy, and then I can just slap this thing on where this missing button was, and then attach my shirt like it's supposed to, and then we're back at it. And so this is not, I mean, obviously it's not a permanent fix, and as soon as I like take this shirt off and wash it, the thing is gone, but there's 36 of them in here, and they're intended. Here's the point. The point is, I know a lot of times it can feel like, oh, they're making this entire video in order to shill this product to me, and the only thing that matters is pushing this product. And I hope that I never give off that impression. And I just want you guys to know that I legitimately do use the stuff that companies send to me and that I share out with you guys. I get so much stuff sent to me, or I get so many emails, literally like 24 emails a day from weird brands who want me to use and pitch their stuff, and I don't even respond to those. And so even if it starts off as kind of a hesitation with a brand, I only get to the point where I actually talk to you about them when I can actually vouch for it. And this is one where you may have noticed that I haven't like done a lot of videos, and that's because I was on the fence, and the more that I use this, the more I actually believe that this is a legit product. And even if I don't use it for its intended purpose, this thing is now in my briefcase with me every day. I consider this to be kind of like part of my EDC, because in case I have a little mishap like this, then I'm still good to go. Anyway, I know that that's kind of a weird mix between like an ad placement and just my explaining, but you guys deserve to know where I come from on this stuff, and I guarantee you that I will never actually promote a product to you that is not one that I use and I believe in, and I'm getting there with this. So go check these out, and they're worth keeping even just for the sake of having it in like your EDC or just in your bag or something else like that. Okay, that done, that first little beat of meat done, let's move on to the next subject. Back in the office, there's just the kids. Anyway, you get it. Okay, so let's move on to some of the other meat of what I want to talk to you guys about today. And the first thing is, let's talk about the conversation that we had on the previous video about the idea of having an emotional response to another man's clothing. I don't know if there's anything more that I can or do need to say or add to the conversation. I still think that I'm an advocate of freedom of speech, and the fewer laws we have, the less limitation there is on freedom of speech, the better, and I believe that that includes clothing. I also believe that if I'm out in public, then I'm subject to what other people choose to do. And so if somebody wears an obscene shirt or something else, it's not my place to actually go up and say something to them. At the same time, as a business owner, as somebody, if you were to come into my private home, or if I actually had like a brick and mortar business or something else, I totally support the idea of businesses saying things like no shirt, no shoes, no service, or we can't have you wear a shirt like that because this is a family establishment or anything else. I have a respect for private property and the fact that if it's your property, you're the one who gets to set the rules. And so there's a whole kind of muddy mess in there and everything else. But basically, if you really want to know what the best way to approach all this is go back to that last video. You can go watch it right here. And don't even necessarily watch the video, but dive into the comments. Because if you guys are not paying attention to the comments on my videos, you are missing out on more than half of what the Tanner Guzzi style, philosophy, whatever experience actually is. Because it's the comment section, it's what's going on over in the new Facebook group, it's these things that you guys do in order to create a community that is actually moving this whole idea of having a philosophical approach to style, of taking a strategic as opposed to tactical approach to your appearance. It's you guys that are moving it forward. And so if you only hear what I have to say, if you only watch what I'm doing and you don't spend time within the community itself, you're missing out. And so make sure that you go check out those comments, you go check out that Facebook group, you leave a comment here and you read the comments on this video, because I guarantee you that guys are gonna be dropping gold and leaving that in here as well. Okay, so that's two. We've got two more. The third one is an update for you guys. This is, you know that I've been doing coaching, I've been working on the book, I've been working on other projects, and I did just launch a brand new project that I've been working on. Really excited about it because it's a combination of coaching and actual like real life application on stuff, actually getting clothes on your body and developing a program that works for you guys. If you want to watch and understand more about what that project actually looks like, then I encourage you to go over here and go check this out, and then fill out an application to be part of that with me, and we'll have a conversation and see if you're a good fit or not. And really, I'm just, I cannot tell you how excited I am about this project and what this can consist of and what this can entail and what it can do for you. Not only for you from an understanding of style, but in an actual execution of style, and also the ability to become part of a tribe of men who do care about this stuff, rather than being kind of like a lone wolf where everybody else around you is just like, why does this matter so much to you? So go check that out, make sure that you join up on that. And then now point number 4, let's talk about style in a broader sense. And let me give you some background on this. I spent the day yesterday with most of my family. I've got a couple brothers who live out of state and we're in state, and we spent the day boating, surfing, wakeboarding on the tubes, stuff like that. I've talked to you about one of my brothers before and his talent and his ability to do things with his body, on a snowboard, on a skateboard, on a freaking unicycle, on a pogo stick, basically on anything. The kid's, he's a savant when it comes to his ability to physically execute, especially in the world of extreme sports. And so as you can imagine, with wakeboarding and other stuff, he's good. And one of the things that makes my brother Trent so interesting to watch is that even when he does the most basic things, he does them in a way that is visually interesting. To put it simply, my brother has phenomenal style when he's on the mountain or behind a boat or at the skate park or anywhere else. And I know for me, I mean, you guys who have seen my Mike Aitken video know that what kind of turned me on to the idea of style was watching this guy ride a BMX bike and do it in a way that was so much more visually appealing, even if it wasn't necessarily bigger or more technical or more difficult. It was just that much more fun to watch. And so my question for you guys going into next week's video that I want to have a discussion with you guys about in the comments, on Facebook, everywhere else, is where else does having a sense of style improve your life beyond just your clothing? And yes, there are good opportunities to talk about this when it comes to things like the car you drive, or the interior design of the home that you live in, or even the architecture of the building, or other things like that. And there's certainly room for that in the conversation. But I want to know if you think that being stylish or having your own unique style or your own visually appealing way of doing things has a place beyond just things that we have in our lives, and it has application in the way that we do things. So I want to talk to you guys about that. I'd love to hear what you have to say. So let's start with that as the conversation for next week's video. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think, we will get started on that. Now, if you wanna know the 6 essential steps to actually improving your style, go check this out right here. If you wanna see more videos like this one, go check this out right here. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that by clicking this button below, and I will talk to you guys on the next one.